Well, g'day, Sean. Thanks for getting on this call with me. I want to take this opportunity to dispel some misunderstandings that people have out in the community regarding Keller Williams Realty Spokane. And in the interest of transparency, let's share some of the truths about some of these misunderstandings. Well, there is another myth out there that there are just too many agents at Keller Williams.
Again, we have a lot of agents, but there's a very, very big population here that deserves to be served, and we don't have near enough agents to serve the population that's out there. So the reality is, there'll never be more agents than there are opportunities. That's for sure.
Yeah. It reminds me of, if you have two restaurants next door to each other, one is empty and one is full of people, where do you think you're most likely going to go and eat?
Well, and that's kind of funny because literally restaurants, we used to do that when you're talking about marketing, you want to park your cars in the parking lot so that it looks like it's busy on the inside because that's where people gravitate to. So, I mean, that's truth. And the other piece too is if you find a McDonald's on one corner, you're going to find usually a Starbucks on the other corner or a Jack in the Box on the other corner. Why? Because they know that this is working. This model works here. So let's implement and let's duplicate that as close as we can to that traffic zone or whatever the case is. The reality is, again, at this point, we're at about 200 plus agents, right? Plenty of room to grow as we are expanding, right? So we're not at a capacity where, gosh, there's too many real estate agents. That's just not true. And just like any other, whether it's sports or just life in general, you always have people coming into the industry and you have people going out of the industry. And so in at Keller Williams, we're blessed. We got a lot of young agents coming in, and we've got a ton of seasoned agents as well, right? And so we always want to make sure we have a great mix of both seasoned and new and everybody in between. And it's a really great dynamic to be if you're in the space. It makes sense, but again, we're nowhere near capacity.
Nowhere near capacity. And oh, by the way, I mean, if you think about those 200 plus agents, why are they all together? One is because they get value together and the value of the collaborative environment that we've built where you get to learn from each other, right? So having more people around you that are experiencing the same things you are can actually help you grow your business.
Yeah, we are super excited about what I call an open door policy. What that means is if you come into our brokerage, our offices here, and you'll see teams here and individuals, you'll see just a lot of different agents here and a lot in our coffee shop that just hang out and work throughout the day. You can come up to them and ask them any question about whatever issue you're dealing with. And having that kind of an open door policy with some of the best real estate agents in our region, I mean, that's gold, especially when you're trying to figure out how do I position this contract or this deal or that, and or what are you doing on your CMAs that's different than me? It's nice to be able to have that kind of an environment, and that's what we're recreating here. It used to be that way years and years ago when everybody was in the office, and then there was this people sort of left out of the offices. They went home, and they started realizing working at home ain't all it's cracked up to be. It's pretty lonely. You're kind of isolated. You're not getting the same kind of impact, input from other people. And so when you come into a place like this, where there's openness and there's sharing and there's trainings and there's this energy, people just get excited about that.
Thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe and join us as we continue to build careers worth having, businesses worth owning, and lives worth living.